In this video, we're going to discuss the rapid transaction channel creation features of Joub. Joub is free software to detect, prevent, and investigate money laundering, fraud, and compliance breaches. So upon login, you'll be presented with the activation watcher screen. But in this video, we want to showcase the rapid transaction channel creation features of Joub. Inside Joub, there is a demonstration or simulation subsection called Demo Bank. I'll show you quickly around Demo Bank as it's an implementation of an online banking application and it speaks to the rapid transaction channel creation features of Joub. I'll start by logging in as a customer, example customer, and with the correct credentials. I click log into Demo Bank. As with an online banking portal, it brings back my account master record and various sections relating to my account, such as Swift beneficiaries, any debit card payments I've made, any Swift payments I've made, and any non-monetary events that have taken place on the account, such as PIN mailer, change of address, card request, that kind of thing. So just to give a quick example, let's create a new Swift beneficiary and send a payment to that Swift beneficiary. Each one of these actions corresponds to a channel or a model in Joub. So I'll click on New Swift Beneficiary and I will create a beneficiary to the EAC, Electricity Authority of Cyprus, to a BIC or Swift, and a made-up IBAN. And the reference name is myself. And create new beneficiary. I've been challenged with a one-time password. Something important to note, this is actually Joub's rule engine that is doing the challenge, issuing the one-time password and validating the one-time password, which we'll come on to in subsequent videos. I put in the one-time password, submit it for validation, and the new beneficiary has been added. Let's make a payment to that. Let's make a transfer to this new beneficiary of 180. As before, it reflects a model or a channel. The rules engine has challenged me and asking for my one-time password, which is dispatched and validating for me. And I can see that payment has now been made. Let's come back to the software itself. Each channel represents a model inside the system. So if I was to look at the default models that are set up in this system, I have a model that is managing my Demo Bank account logins. I have a model that's managing my Demo Bank account new beneficiaries. That's the process we just took you through. Transfers to beneficiaries, debit card payments, non-monetary events, the issue of a one-time password, the validation of a one-time password, updating bank account details. The key thing is that it's very quick to add new channels. The system has a metadata model, which means it doesn't have any known specification for data. It can take data in either JSON or XML. All you need to do is specify certain parameters around the channel. The model itself will contain various fields that are also specified on a metadata model basis. And the model becomes live just as soon as you make the changes and synchronize it with the background engines. I say engines as there can be several of them for the purposes of high availability. The system itself is fastidiously in memory. We started out by interacting with these channels using Demo Bank, which is a simulator that represents an online banking application. To conclude this video, we'll make a request and response over HTTP using JSON, using this model here. To start out, I'm going to just grab the default formats from the download section of Joub and copy our JSON representation of that transaction. Keeping in mind that this just so happens to be the representation of a financial transaction we propose, but because of the metadata model nature of Joub, it can really be absolutely anything. So it doesn't mean you have to do complex development to integrate this system. So I'm going to open up another window because I'll need that GUID in just a moment. And I'm going to come to HTTP Post Tools, Postman, which is a very rudimentary HTTP simulator, and I'll post in my payload body. Now to invoke the model, all I need is the GUID, which is my key to invoking the model. And this is created when you create a new model and synchronize it. So I'm going to pass that in as a key as entity analysis model GUID equals that GUID, and simply make sure that the header is JSON and post it HTTP request with the JSON in the post body, and it can be seen that the model has been invoked with several response parameters, which we will discuss in much more detail in subsequent videos. In addition, that same payload can also be sent over Advanced Message Queue Protocol. We'll discuss AMQP in much more detail in a subsequent video discussing AMQP data pipelines. Joub is free software to detect, prevent, and investigate money laundering, fraud, and compliance breaches. It's available at Amazon Web Services Marketplace.